from 2015. Children are special, and those who don't like them or can't be trusted with them deserve contempt. The youngest cannot talk or communicate clearly their needs. They may be hungry, thirsty, or wet, or may be needing of stimulation and entertainment, something older people can take for granted. Crimes exploiting young people cannot be punished harshly enough, but then the state has to make choices when it does, and can always be criticized for doing so. So, when an Islamic refugee molests a child in a park and the issue is brought before a court, the sentence of the judge will always be suspect. We don't have a death sentence in Australia, as such a crime might attract such a penalty in any of many Islamic nations. And we don't want such a sentence in Australia, even for the offences which merit such a sentence, because we have checks and balances which keep our nation running or staggering into the future. A young mother of two girls, one 9, the other 7, is a former refugee who runs her own business employing others. During the week, her two girls come to the retail business and do their homework while their mum supervises. Recently, a stranger, looking seedy, comes to the business and tells the mum he's a regular, tells her about her daughters and their names. He speaks her family language, but says gobbledygook instead. Could be a joke, or it could be a threat. Maybe the stranger knows a trusted loved one and is playing a practical joke. Or maybe the creepy stranger is a psychopath, and the law, being balanced, cannot handle the situation. The police are powerless so long as the children weren't harmed, and powerless if they were, too. We rely on the rule of law far more than we rely on the rules of law. People don't do the unthinkable because they don't. They choose not to. It is possible to cross the line, and it isn't really impeded by police, but by individuals themselves answering to cultural artifacts. Australia will never be like ISIS, not because our constitution wouldn't allow it, but because our people wouldn't. Such depravity has cultural equivalents, as with World War II Nazism, or Japanese imperialism, or the French Revolution, or any of many other instances. But at heart of it, it comes down to how children are treated, in particular the youngest, and it highlights who it is that must be resisted. Pedophiles and family planners cannot have their behaviors taken on trust. Not when family planners have been known to have profited from abortion and the sale of body parts. Not while pedophiles have demonstrated no understanding of the damage they do exploiting the young. The issue of Maddie McCann was raised recently when a body was found in a suitcase in South Australia. It could be hers, but it is too hard to positively identify at the moment. Pity her poor parents who've done everything to find her. It would not be what they would want, but 7 or 8 years on, what they want becomes too unlikely. And think then of the creep who may be a prankster rocking up to the business of a young mother and talking about her heritage and daughters. No hell is hot enough for such people.